Ba 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 da 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 da. Okay, let me just make sure everything is good. Amazing. Right, bot is up. Cool. Alright, let's get to it. Alright, got the commands up though. Of course. Okay, I don't think Stream Elements is working, but that's okay. Alright. Welcome back, everybody. New year, new anime, same old Bucky. Nothing's gonna change really that much, probably, but so we're gonna start off the year by doing our seasonal anime roundup. This is fall 2025 and winter 2026. I know it's weird because like we're technically in winter right now. It's like saying fall is a bit weird, but I mean that's how it works. Seasons are just kind of odd. Okay. This was a very tame season. There was supposed to be some heavy hitters, but for the most part, I think I ended up dropping a lot of stuff this one. It wasn't like, oh, this stuff is like terrible like last season. Last season was awful. But this season was okay. Starting off the beginning here, I didn't watch this. Gatherer's Adventure in Isekai I did watch a bit of. I mean, you could tell from the name what I'm already gonna say. It's Isekai slop. It started off okay, and then it turned into a second monitor anime, and then it turned into right arrow key anime. If you know what that means, it means I was skipping through it hoping to actually get entertained, and no, I did not. I ended up dropping this one like 5 episodes in. It was just nothing to it. The guy is like a gatherer. He got isekai, obviously, and his ability is that he can gather stuff, and it's better. I don't know, dude. It was boring. I just dropped it. Alma-chan wants to be a family. So this one I did watch through and through because it was adorable, and I wanted to actually see the relationship between the two scientists. It was okay for the most part. Nothing too spectacular. It was kind of comedy-ish, slice of lifey, cute, like the cute stuff. It was okay, but nothing to write home about. Mangaka's Weirdly Wonderful Workplace. This one I just finished watching yesterday, I believe. Pretty good. The characters were all pretty good. It dove somewhat into the manga, world in a way of the world of mangakas, but not really. There's other animes that are better for that. This one was mostly just kind of more slice of lifey, really, with like a work environment set as a mangaka. But it was okay. It was okay. Best girl is Hazama-san, because she's awesome, keeping our girl failure here in check. Would I recommend? Probably. It was like an 8 out of 10. A star brighter than the sun. So I had kind of high hopes for this one, even though I did say that like this guy just looks like he's the CEO of some company, because he just looks out of place. I ended up dropping this one. I'm sorry, I just couldn't, man. The romance for this one was a slow burn, and it didn't really feel that it was all too like. It felt very anime, and if you know what I mean by that, it's dragged on till the last episode, where one of them confesses, and then nothing happens. That's an anime romance. Yes. I don't know if it ended up like that because I dropped it halfway through because it was just annoying me. I'm like, okay, I can see where this is going. I've seen this anime pretty much like a couple times over at this point. A wild last boss appeared. So this one is technically an isekai, right? It's one of those weird like game isekai where the protagonist does get isekai, but not really like fully him. It's more like the character has other memories, right? I don't really like those because it's a bit weird how they set everything up, because like it's the world of a game that he played before, but then it's 200 years in the future of that game. But the character Lufus is like still her, but has some memories of like him, of the guy that was playing the game. It's weird. I don't really follow too much. It was mostly just Lufus gathering her old like generals, which is weird because they have these two in the promotional posters, but they're not even in the anime. Yeah, I'm hoping there's a second season, maybe. Yeah, it is getting a second season. Probably for spring, my guess, if not summer. Because it just kind of stopped. You guys know what happens, that I don't like those animes where it just, oh yeah, it just stopped. Yeah, teaser visual too. Yeah, so I mean, it was kind of like an overpowered character. You know how it is in these kind of game anime, that character always has to be overpowered. It was alright. Probably like a 7, you know. Blue Orchestra Beyblade. Campfire Cooking in Another World Season 2. Yes, I did watch this one full and through. Oh, look at this adorable little creature. Look at it! Look at it! Oh, he's so precious. This is adorable. I mean, that's like the only real reason I watch this anime, is because the food looks delicious. Because Sweet is the freaking cutest slime I've ever seen. And then they include this little dude. It's so precious. I love it. Other than that, it wasn't really much of anything special. If you've seen the first season, it's pretty much just that. Just with some other characters included now. Like this guy that's obsessed with dragons. And they introduced more of the deities. But other than that, it really didn't change the formula. It's this guy's always hungry. This gun's always cute. And our boy here is just always cooking. So it wasn't really anything special. If you watch the first one, you're obviously going to probably want to watch the second one. Chitose is in the Ramune bottle. So the episodes got delayed for this one for a while. I think they stopped at episode 9 and it got delayed for like a week or two. And then it finally kicked back up. I don't know about this anime. I feel a bit conflicted in a way. Like, it's okay, but I don't know. It just feels too anime. Like, none of these. Well, I mean, it does feel realistic in some, like, to some capacity with the relationship between the other students and stuff. But for the most part, it was like, it's just like, nah, yeah, dude, no, that doesn't feel like a real relationship between people. But whatever. It's okay. It's still airing technically. We still got like 3 episodes left, so can't really give it a verdict yet, considering the arcs have been alright. The first episode for it was actually really good. It was 48 minutes. It's a double episode, pretty much. And it kind of set up the tone for the whole thing, is what I thought. But then it was like, oh, it's just the main character has the super Riz, Charisma 10, and he's helping the other characters and stuff. It looks like it's a harem, but not really. Only 1 or 2 girls really like him to some degree, and one's kind of likes him, but not really, and the rest are just thrown in there. But yeah, it's decent so far. What the heck is this one? I don't think I saw this one airing. Nope. That is a hero. Mama's a spirit. I'm a reincarnator. So just from that title alone, you know what this is. And this one took me about 10 minutes to drop. I absolutely did not care one bit about this anime. As soon as I started watching it, I fell asleep. So yeah, it dropped. Digimon Beat Break. So as we know, Digimon animes usually run for a long time. Usually 48 episodes, double season essentially. I don't know about this one yet, but I don't know if it's just me getting just burnt out from watching all these 12 episode animes that are usually pretty mediocre for the most part, right? This one's kind of a slow burn so far. It took like 7 episodes for them to actually have one of the other characters have an evolution. Because this one already had an evolution. And then this one got one. And then very recently, Gekomon got one. And this guy was already evolved. So, like, it's a bit of a slow burn. I get it. But the plot doesn't really feel too... It feels a bit convoluted, and it feels only like a villain of the week kind of thing. To be fair, the older ones were also like that. Adventure 1 was pretty villain of the week kind of thing, right? Kind of like some sort of problem that we had here and there, and then it goes from there. But then again, the characters weren't annoying. In this one, we have obviously the pretty boy leader that's more experienced, the veteran essentially. We have the boy genius, we have the tsundere, and we have the annoying guy. Those are just tropes, not characters. In the first couple Digimons, every character had a sort of like role in a way, right? One was kind of like the oblivious one was like the leader, one was the rival to the leader. One was like the little brother, things like that. They're tropey, but they don't let the trope define their whole character. This one has literally been that so far, and I don't really like it too well. Also, I'm a bit interested. This looks like... That almost looks like an Arbormon's... wait, hold up. Forgot to put on the background music. My bad. That almost looks like Arbormon's evolution. Hold up, let me see, because I'm actually curious, because you only really see that in Frontier, and Frontier is like underrated as heck, dude. Arbomon evolution. They had some pretty cool evolutions in Frontier. Dude, I could do a whole talking stream about that. No, it's not him, because he evolves into the floral, what was it? The Floral Dramon. Was it the, I think it was the little dude. What's his name? Grumblemon, I think was his name. Grumblemon. Yeah, it's his. He evolves into Gigasmon. Ooh, that's actually pretty cool looking. Gigasmon. Yep, that's him. So that's a Gigasmon. Okay. Because we have been getting a few characters or Digimon that are like kind of new, right? Like all the ones that Glowing Dawn has are very new that I've never seen before. Some of the other characters we've seen like what was it? It's like a sludge one. I think it's like Thingmon or something like that. I forgot. This one I've seen before. Obviously we've seen the Gigasmon, and we've seen a couple of the other ones. There's obviously a couple of new ones in there, but yeah. I'm gonna keep watching it and see what's up, because so far it just kind of... It seems like it's a little bit different with the whole Epos thing, but we'll see. Okay, next down. Dusk Beyond the End of the World and Dusk Beyond the End of the World Episode 0, which set up the whole thing. I believe this one was out when I did Anime Club for a fall? Summer fall, right? And I said the first episode was pretty good. Okay, so I gotta talk about this one, dude. So, also I've never seen these visuals. Wow, it's kind of cool. Main girl here getting all the attention. So the way that this whole thing really works, right, is you don't really get to figure everything out until the end of. Man, they're really focusing on her. Dang. Okay. You don't really know what's going on until like episode 10, almost at the end of everything, and then you start realizing, oh, huh? Let me take a drink before I say this, because oh boy. Let me preface this by saying this anime was pretty good. I believe this was an anime original, and it took some like what's it called? Like liberties, I guess, that other anime have not really taken advantage of, right? It's not really afraid to do some things, but at the same time, it falls short in quite a few places. So, spoilers, obviously, for the Busty Beyond the End of the World. If you don't want to get spoiled, obviously, just either like come back in like a couple minutes, mute me or whatever. But yeah, this one is good, and I would recommend it for anybody to watch it. But I have to spoil it, dude. So it starts off in 35 or whatever, our time essentially, where this guy and his sister that looks just like this. She's an android, by the way. She's a genius, and she creates stuff, and she's an inventor. So the way that episode 0 ends is someone tries to assassinate her because they don't like the way everything's going, because they're trying to merge androids and humans together, essentially. And people don't like that, so they try to assassinate her. But then this guy, which is her adoptive brother, and her lover, I might add, steps in and... Wait, what the heck? Oh, what the heck? Is that coming through my... Oh. I didn't realize that the audio was coming through my... Hold up. Audio was coming through my speakers. Whoops. I had my headphones unplugged. I'm an idiot. Alright. So, he gets shot in the back protecting her. And the way that the anime plays it out is that he was in a coma in like a tube. What's it called? Like a stasis tank. And he wakes up like 200 years in the future, Fallout style, and everything is destroyed. It's literally the end of the world. There's craters everywhere. Society has collapsed, but there's still like remnants of it. It seems at the first. This is just the first episode, so episode 0. So, but then he starts running into villages, and they find out that there's a organization called Owl that's sort of like a tyrannical, like dystopian kind of like secret, like a state, like security kind of thing that has a tight grasp on everything. They're restricting books, technology, things like that. That's why the villages on the outside are primitive, but the ones closer in the cities have cars, trains, guns. They look more modern, essentially. The way everything is melded together is a bit weird, though, right? Like, there's steam trains, which is like, okay, that makes sense. But then there's like Model Ts and stuff. It's like, wouldn't you have the blueprints to make some of the a little bit more advanced cars? Then you kind of figure out, oh, but they're restricting anything with chips, anything with electricity, anything too technologically advanced. Kind of like the Brotherhood of Steel in Fallout, right? So you start thinking, okay, so these guys are clearly the bad guys. They're rounding up people. They're killing people. They're censoring stuff. It's like, these are very obviously the bad guys. Okay. So then, episode 0, I think, episode 0 or episode 1, you end up finding out that she's an android. She chops up these soldiers like nothing, dude. It's amazing. Then they meet her. I gotta say this. She's the most annoying character in the anime. She's actually probably one of the more annoying characters in the entire season, the entire year, probably. So, she kind of... There's, like... Cultures have shifted, right? So, something like the institution of marriage has been completely destroyed, and it's been replaced with something called L-Seed. Or L-Sheed. It's weird. So, people can get L-Seed to each other, right? Which is technically like a union of some kind, but not really like a marriage, right? It could be between 2 people. It could be between 5 people. It doesn't matter. They could be male, female, doesn't matter. 2 females, 2 males. You know, it's everything's been completely like these institutions have been like shattered, right? No more traditionalism. So later on, right? I'm gonna skip through like a couple of these things, right? So the whole anime, she's literally wants to get Elsie to both of them. The whole anime since they first meet, dude. I am not kidding. Like that same episode where she almost gets shot, execution style. She wants to Elsie these 2, and all the way to the end, she does not shut up about it, and it's the most annoying thing in the world. Jeez, dude. Okay, so I'm gonna skip all the way to like the reveal. So nothing too important for like, well, I mean, a lot of important plot points happen between then, but you end up finding out that main boy here is actually not the same one that got shot. He's an android with his like a memory imprint. So, and the whole, right, I forgot to say. So the whole time he's looking for his sister and, wife. I know it's weird, but I guess it makes sense in some context of the anime. So he's looking for her, and then he obviously all these things happen. Blah blah blah. He gets something happens, ends up finding out. Oh, he's an android. Apparently she knew, and apparently she didn't know, or I think she did, but obviously the audience didn't know. So she ends up like repairing him, and then she ends up also like going through his memories. Like, okay, since you know now, I'm gonna show you what happened between the point that we saw essentially in episode 0 and now. The whole war, everything is revealed. They also show a map of Japan because obviously it takes place in Japan. There's a giant crater that basically blasts the country in half. Because the whole time they're trying to go to Tokyo, bro, there is no Tokyo. There is no middle of Japan anymore, practically. So they try to she like obviously like they go into the memory thing, and then like 10 years pass, I think. And she's all grown up and she's been taking care of them, right? And then that's when stuff starts kind of falling apart right now at this point. So it turns out that after he got shot, he was just taken to the hospital and he was fine, right? In episode 0. So then it's a whole timeline of between then and basically the end of the world. So what happened was they ended up basically making this thing called femtoblood, right? The femtoblood basically help people have like interact with technology and stuff better easily. Like it's almost like having like AR capabilities, but just in your brain. It's just there. So then everybody got it. It helped longevity with life, everything. It was a big improvement. Everybody had femtoblood. And then one of her scientists realized that with certain frequencies, you could use femtoblood to control people, essentially. And that's when everything started falling apart. They tried to keep it shut. There was a leak in the lab. Somebody found out. It spread. And now there's crimes being committed by all these people. And since everybody has femtoblood, nobody's safe. So, as you'd expect, Terminator 2 style, there's a nuclear exchange. So yeah, they literally show the president being controlled and launching missiles and stuff. I don't know who the exchanges were with exactly. They only show the United States firing missiles. Obviously, probably the Russians and the Chinese, maybe even India, maybe France and Britain also were involved. But somehow, right, after a nuclear exchange, society didn't immediately just collapse and have like the apocalypse. Because that happens, and then they're still going on. So they're still fine where they are. She ends up being, she does end up, I think, getting pregnant, but then she ends up having a miscarriage, and then she ends up not being able to have children, right? So the android is essentially her children. But then this mega AI essentially starts also, I think like the mega AI form, that's what started controlling people then. They made the androids to fight the AI. They beat the AI in the end after all the nuclear exchange and all this war and everything. So then they created OWL. I forgot what it actually stands for, right? But okay. So the tyrannical organization that's been executing people, censoring information, all these things was created by the main characters that we see in the first episode. They're the ones that created the LC stuff because since them two couldn't really have like a proper like relationship, they decided to just abolish it and make their own, which is kind of messed up if you think about it, right? And then at the end of the day, they created all this. They created all these problems. They ended up solving all these problems, but then they ended up kind of becoming the top. They're basically ended up like dictators in a way. Because OWL ended up surpassing even the UN and other world governments. So they're technically the bad guys if you think about it. And then come to find out that the guy that has the imprint, right, the brother, is still technically alive. So then they go find him in the capital, where Owl headquarters is, right? And this is where everything just kind of like stopped making sense for me, right? I'm like, you're introduced to this character early on that has all these jobs. He's in everywhere they go. He has every job. So it turns out that he's the main director for Owl, like the main leader now for Owl. And he's been kind of slowly guiding them there. But I'm like, dude, your people are running out of control, executing people and doing all these things. And you're not doing anything about it? Like, are you stupid? You have this power, man. Like, all this control. And you're just letting them run rampant? So that didn't fall good with me. He leads them to the old house where they lived. They find the guy. And he's like, okay, so... Oh, right before they get there, though, she's still obsessed with Elle seeing them, right? So the scientist that ended up leaking the whole thing was also still alive 200 years later. He tricks her into imprinting her memory, transferring her consciousness onto another android. They don't really show her here. Yeah, because obviously they're not. Transfer that to the other android, one of the sisters, essentially, right? Ends up getting severely damaged, right? And then almost dying, right? So they end up finding the guy. Instead of just being like, chill with it, they're like, oh yeah, he awakes, repairs him with his femto blood. He's like, okay, my time's up, I'm gonna die now. And then he just dies. He tells them stuff too, but like, it's like, dude, really? You caused all this crap and now you just decide to just kick the bucket? I don't know, man. She ended up being okay at the end of the day. She still wants to LC them, and I hate it. And it's, I don't know. It was a roller coaster of like, oh, it's good. Oh, it's bad. Oh, it's good. Oh, it's bad. Not in the traditional sense of like, oh yeah, it's a terrible anime. It's bad. No, it's like, this plot point makes no sense. A lot of the story makes sense also, but not really. And at the end of the day, everybody was the bad guys. I don't know, man. I don't know. I still recommend it, but like, man, that just threw me off. This one I didn't watch. This one I didn't watch. Gachikta didn't watch. Ganglion I didn't watch. Gnosia. So this is basically it's gonna get a second core. Huh? Interesting. This is basically Among Us, and apparently this is based on a game that I've never heard of. Man, everybody looks psychotic in this one. So basic premise: if you played Among Us or any other Trouble in Terrorist Town, any sort of these imposter games, right? All right, let me take a drink. So basically, there's 2 imposters aboard the ship. There's a group of like 5 or 6 people total, and they have to figure out who's the imposter essentially. So in this one, it's called a Gnosia, and I'm just gonna summarize it because it's too much to explain, right? That's basically the whole premise. However, the main character Yuri is basically every time this happens, he's on a loop. He's looping throughout the whole thing, but he retains his knowledge about it. Apparently, he's not the only one that's been looping, because the other character Setsu is also looping, right? And he's infected with what's called a silver key. Every time he does a loop, he gains knowledge, and it fills the silver key. The silver key is like a sentient organism that feeds on knowledge, and that's pretty interesting, actually. So, every time he loops, some stuff changes, right? Whoever the Gnosia is different. Sometimes the characters that made it onto the ship are completely different. Things like that change. In one, right? In like one episode, he's gender swapped. In another episode, he's the Gnosia. So like it changes, things change up in the different timelines, which is pretty cool. So nothing really to stand up about this anime if you know how imposter animes work, right? It's pretty cut and dry. Anybody could be a Gnosia, and there's all these characters. Can I just say, this character right here, Rakio, worst character ever. He's the most annoying character I've ever freaking seen. He's all smug about it. He looks ugly as heck, man. I don't know what it is with his anime and just everything being so colorful that it makes me want to throw up. Also, I think you've noticed it by now. Yeah, the dude has a cat attached to his neck because he wants to be a cat. Yes, it's weird. Everybody in this anime is weird. The alien guy, apparently he's a normal dude that had his body pretty much destroyed and he was reconstructed as that. Yes, I know, weird. There's a beluga whale. Yes, everything here is weird. It's space and I don't know. Some people are like, I think like a Setsu is apparently non-binary. This guy apparently is something along those lines as well. I don't know. It's the weird stuff that people do nowadays, right? Whatever. I don't really recommend this one, even though it's a bit interesting. Because it's just an imposter anime at the end of the day. But yeah. Hands off. Okay, so this is the volleyball like massage anime thing. Oh jeez, that's gonna get me banned. I didn't actually watch it because it looked stupid. Hero without a class who even needs skills. Oh, it was this one. I couldn't tell because of this poster. I'm surprised at how much of this one I watched. And how much of it was just so vanilla and so plain and boring that someone would actually watch the rest of this. Yep, it was dumb. I hate it. I absolutely hate isekai now because of this. Or not isekai, just fantasy in general. Isekai, yes, but fantasy in general is just completely just gone. The inexpressive Kawashura and expressive Uta. So I was going to watch this one. I really was, okay? But it just kind of... I've seen this anime before, essentially. And it didn't really seem all that me. So I just didn't watch it. Didn't watch that one. Okay, so... If I was... last time we talked about Isekai Quartet, I believe I mentioned that every time there's an Isekai Quartet, there's always a sequel to one of the animes on here. I was right again. We're getting Tanya next year. After so many years, we're getting a sequel. Season 2, apart from the movie, to Tanya. To Yojo Senki. That is amazing because that is probably one of my top animes. My top war animes, dude. It's so good. Even with the premise being so ridiculous. I love it. Oh, Isekai Quartet Season 3. It's a fun chibi anime with a lot of comedy. With all these characters from different, like, isekai anime. Some of the top tier isekais, I might add. It was funny. It was hilarious, dude. The jokes were spot on. The interactions between all these guys were just hilarious. But, yeah. If you've seen the first two, obviously you're going to watch the rest. But, yeah. So, this one apparently was a sequel to, like, an older anime that I had seen. This one, right? I couldn't continue this, dude. I'm sorry. It's been too long, and while I do remember bits of it, it was pretty good. I just couldn't. I'm sorry. Let's play. So the visual for this one is a bit, not really, doesn't tell you much about it, right? Right? This one's a bit more appropriate, and this one's a bit more appropriate. So, This will surprise me a little bit. It doesn't take place in Japan. It takes place in L.A., of all things. Obviously, everyone still speaks Japanese. And the names are very, like, interesting. So, girl's a programmer here, right? She made a game. That's basically just, like... I don't want to be mean, but it's just an Undertale ripoff, essentially. But not really. And then this guy right here is a streamer. I know he looks like a dick. Trust me, he kind of is, but not really. He played her game, didn't really play it right, like a normal streamer does because they're complete and utter idiots. He's like, this game is garbage. And then everybody reviewed bomb her game, and she was sad about it. And then he moves in next to her all of a sudden, and it's like, oh, Now, you'd think, right, typical anime, right, that they end up becoming like having like some sort of love interest. No, he already has a girlfriend that isn't shown here, obviously. She's a supermodel with like 500,000 subscribers on YouTube or more. I don't remember how many it is. It's a lot. So it's a streamer couple essentially. But the whole anime is basically like her trying to solve the like, okay, why is my game bad? Why is he like can I try to like talk to him essentially to fix this? Trying to fix her stuff on like basically like SteamDB. It's like their equivalent of SteamDB, like the review system. And it ends up kind of being like, okay, at the end of the day, he's like, play my game again, but play it right this time. And then he's like, oh, this game is like actually peak. He does like the things like Absolute Cinema. And there's a couple other characters that aren't shown here that are like supporting friends and this and that. They didn't really add that much to the whole thing. I'm not going to lie. They really were just very... It felt like they were just there to pad out like thing. I mean, the fact that they're not shown any of the promotional material really goes to show that, yeah, they weren't really important at all, were they? Yeah, so this is her boss, and that's her love interest, essentially. At the end of the day, she's like, I like you, but I don't know if I really like you. And then it's kind of hinted that they kind of have, like, they might have a thing or whatnot, but I don't know. It was just, the relationship between the characters made like, no sense. It was alright. It wasn't really what I was expecting, but it was alright. I can't believe this garbage got a second season. Little Vampire Can't Suck Right. I'll do a speedrun on this one. This one was just comedy, slice of life. The relationship between them two was pretty funny. It was pretty good. The way she like sheepifies herself is pretty funny too. But nothing too special. If you're into slice of life comedies, school stuff, then none's for you. Apparently this one was pretty good, right? Because like main girl here like punched the main villain and stuff. I didn't really care. I watched the first episode and I'm like, it's not really my thing, so I just dropped it. Mechanical Marie. This one I also ended up dropping. I'm sorry. I don't know. The comedy felt like, okay, they're going to run the same joke the whole time. She's basically a robot maid, but she's not actually a robot maid. She's a maid pretending to be a robot working for this guy, but he's an absolute idiot and doesn't realize it. And she's basically protecting him the entire time from assassins and whatnot. I'm like, oh, it's going to be like that the whole time, isn't it? And it ended up being like that the whole time. My Awkward Senpai. This one is a workplace comedy. And I said I usually enjoy these. Get me back on this. I enjoy them, but not when there's like 5 in one season. And this one ended up being the one I dropped. It was okay, but like I said, these anime work on the same formula, right? They have the same 5 jokes, right, that they always repeat over and over again, and it's kind of like, okay, oh, they did a little bit different that time, but so I dropped it. Wasn't really for me. My friend's little sister has it in it for me. So, I honestly don't even know why I watched this one. There's like... So, it's implied, right? She's literally the poster girl for it. That she's gonna like a main boy. But she doesn't, really. She just teases him a lot, and that's it. Then he has to pretend to be her boyfriend, and she's super annoyed at him because she just doesn't like him, like a typical like tsundere. But then it turns out later on that she does. Like, I feel like I skipped an episode where she's like, no, I was just like pretending not to like you, and I actually do. But then she gets all clingy and stuff, and I'm like, when did this happen? So yeah, this one was a bit... It was a bit like conflicting for me because nothing really special happened. There's not... I wouldn't even really say there's romance. It was... Was it even comedy? No, not even. It was just mostly like school kind of drama, but not really. It was alright, but So, I know I ripped on fantasies earlier, but I do have an exception for this season. To some degree, of course. Not really. So this one just seems like it's a very generic like title, anime with a stupid title, and the character looks generic AF. And it mostly is. I'm not gonna lie, it mostly is. But the way it's played out, he's basically has his little gotcha ability, right? He gets left for dead by the party that he was with because they thought he was like a maestro, but apparently he wasn't a maestro, and humans are seen as like inferior, the inferior like race essentially. So they basically torture him, leave him for dead at the bottom of the abyss. He gets teleported even lower, where there's a bunch of mana, and essentially his ability works that the more mana there is around, the more his like gacha is like gonna be like a 5-star essentially, right? So he's down there and he's basically farming for all these, and that includes characters, weapons, and other things like spells and all that, and that's how he gets them. So then he starts making this city underground essentially at the abyss, and he starts plotting his revenge against the people that essentially like left him for dead. And his whole thing is he's basically setting up the entire revenge plot until the final episode. Well, this is kind of where it fell short. Is the revenge plot is interesting. I usually like these. At the end of the day, he got revenge on like 2 characters, and there was like 7 more. I don't know if it's getting a second season. It doesn't seem like it. But yeah, he ended up getting his revenge, but only on like 2 characters. And I'm like, oh, jeez, okay. All right, My Hero Academia final season. Not really gonna touch too much into this. The final season was absolute peak. Okay, it was for as much as I gave crap to My Hero for some things here and there for taking too long. It's not One Piece. For one, so it actually finished properly, and the ending was amazing. It was amazing, dude. It was an amazing ending. Also, oh, we finally get to see Hagakure. She's so pretty, dude. It was such a satisfying ending that I don't think anything in the next like year, maybe a couple years, is gonna top that. That's the problem I have with anime, right? Either you do one season and end it properly, right? You could do more seasons, but you have to finish it properly, dude. I'm sick of so many anime just being like a snack, essentially, right? You eat it and you move along with your day, instead of being like a full meal that you sit down, you eat it, you enjoy the whole thing, and you're like, I'm glad that happened. It's not filler, essentially, for your next dopamine hit. I'm sorry, but that's what it is. I know, I love my snacks, but that is literally what they are to me. I'm watching something, I need a snack to like boost me, essentially. Yes. Okay, but yeah, that was amazing. My status and assassin obviously exceeds the heroes. Okay, so this one looks as bad as it is, and it was as bad as it was because I dropped it in the first episode. I skipped through the first episode, and literally nothing made sense. Like I skipped through it, right? But I did watch the whole thing. Like I went back and actually watched it. I'm like, wait, what happened here? Because there's like a scene where they're in like the whole class gets isekai'd, right? And they're getting like assessed from their skills, but the main guy already knows that, oh, I can cloak, I'm an assassin. And he ends up skipping the assessment somehow, and nobody noticed. He ends up sneaking around the castle or whatever, and I was like, okay, yeah, that's dumb, I don't like it. Also, I know I don't watch One Piece, but I actually did hear news about this. Apparently, season 1 for One Piece is ending. Who knew that we were still in season 1 for One Piece? However many episodes it's been, okay? And they're going to turn into apparently like a seasonal anime now. They're going to take a hiatus, and they're going to start off next season, and they're going to do 12 episode like increments, essentially. Just end already, man. I'm sick of hearing about it. Oh, do I have to talk about this? Oh, jeez. So, I know I did a breakdown of, like, President Ugly. Oh, jeez. Homeless Emperor. These weren't here last time, were they? Oh, for Grandpachi. Nyan. Monster King Orochi. Okay, so, I tried. Okay, I really did. Everybody knows how bad this was botched, dude. It's getting a second core in 2027. They're going to try to fix it, essentially. But at this point, it was so bad. Bro, one frame, man. Okay, it was so bad that I couldn't, man. I tried. I watched worse animes, and I tried, okay? The animation was absolutely terrible. The plot went nowhere. It was boring. It was slow. I hated it, honestly. I thought, like, people said, oh, they butchered season 2. I didn't really think so. Man, we really had it good back then because this was terrible. I think they've completely ruined One Punch Man. There's no recovering from that, pretty much. Past the Monster Meet My Lady. I did watch like one episode for that. Didn't really care. What else do we got? Sanda. Okay, so people said this anime was weird, and they're right. I think this one was probably one of the better anime this season for being so unique, right? So our boy here is a descendant of Santa Claus. We live in a world where the birth rate is basically like Children of Men style, where it's so low that children are basically put up on a pedestal, you know? And they're basically, if a kid kills an adult, they kind of just brush it off, essentially. They are put in like a different class, but they just brush it off. And everybody's obsessed with youth. So, in this world, also, it's not explicitly mentioned, but apparently they do give the kids puberty blockers to try to keep them as young as possible this whole time. It's very creepy, but it's like a dystopia commentary in a way, and it makes sense. So the main character is a descendant of Santa Claus, right? And if he basically puts on anything red, he turns into the old man, the Santa essentially. And the whole time it's basically like them trying to they're trying to find Ono here because she went missing. They end up finding her. She goes through puberty in one night, and it's like very painful and stuff, right? Spoiler alert, she ends up kind of like dying later on because of it. Because apparently it's like a very like real thing that could happen in this world. They don't let the kids sleep either, because when you sleep, you grow faster. You like, you know how they say like the kids go through like puberty through like a whole summer thing, like a growth spurt and all that. Yeah, that's not really like that's a real thing that happens, you know. So that's why they can't sleep. They give them puberty blockers, all this crap to keep them as young as possible. But yeah, I don't like the way it ended, because the way it ended made it seem like there was another episode, but it ended. It's done. It's 12 episodes, so there's no 13 episodes. It just ended in a very weird, abrupt way. But it's okay. It's very interesting. So just for that, it gets like a top pass. What do we have? Spy Family Season 3. Okay, so this is obviously just a continuation of the Spy Family. And obviously, right, it's good. This one focused less on Anya and more on Lloyd, I think. Because I think there's only like a few episodes where the kids were involved. It was mostly Lloyd, really. Not even, actually, you know what, they shafted Yor mostly as well, because it was the whole plot with the bus and the terrorists. But then, bro, the Lloyd episodes from before the war, dude, like, those hit hard, man. Like, I know it's mostly lighthearted and stuff, with the espionage stuff being a little bit more like serious, but the whole like war stuff with Lloyd was dark, dude. Man, like that one hit me pretty hard. Yeah. Anyways, I still need to watch Code White with the boys, and I think this might be getting a second cour, but I don't know. I don't think so. Yeah, I'm not really too sure, but it was really good. It was really good. I like that they dove into the pre-war lore, essentially. I really like that. Hopefully we had a season 4 or a second cour or something, because, yeah, it's amazing. Tales of Wedding Rings, I didn't even bother because the first one was just dumb, but okay. Banished Court Magician. I tried watching this one, first episode, but like I remember I had stated before, the character designs for this are so boring and generic. I don't think I actually watched the entire episode. This Monster Wants to Eat Me. I know it says girls love, but that's mostly the undertone. This one was pretty good. Mostly because it's kind of psychological, because main girl kind of wants to die because her family died when she was young, and she's basically depressed the whole time. and you end up really finding out later on why she's kind of still alive. All these things happen. I'm not gonna explain it all, but if you're into like kind of Yuri undertones and actually pretty decent storytelling, and a bit of supernatural, this one's pretty good. Not really much else to say about it though, but yeah. Touring after the apocalypse. So, this one was an anime, a tourist promo disguised as an anime. You know how we get these tourist animes where they show all these landmarks, they go around Japan essentially. Well, this is what this was. But the undertones, the lore, quote unquote, as well, and the tone was really well done. And yes, I did look up these locations myself because I was interested. And yes, it worked. I do want to go to Japan and go to these locations. Something really bad happened. Like, we see like Japan get all of Japan messed up, right? It's really subtle, but when the episode ends, they show like a bit of the location where they were before and after. So at one point they're like they show like a like they're at like the harbor, like a Tokyo harbor, and they're like, oh, it's the ships and this and that, and then at one point it shows when everything's going on. It looks like a meteor struck, but at one point there's also like a carrier at one point. It looks like a nuclear strike. I think it was a meteor strike, all things considered, because they do show a little bit more imagery where there's like falling shooting stars and whatnot. But yeah, overall it was pretty good. It was mostly, like I said, a touristy anime. If you can't afford to go to Japan, or if you can't, this is like the next best thing. They go to the locations in their apocalyptic form, and they talk about it, and it makes you want to look those up, and it worked because I looked all that up and it was really interesting. So yeah, yep, would definitely recommend. Oh man, I gotta talk about Cinderella Grey. Okay, so I mean, if you've been following the whole Uma Musume scene since earlier this year, I don't remember when exactly they went global, but you know that the cultural impact that Uma Musume has had with global has been amazing, essentially, right? We've had people sending Haru Urara a bunch of grass. Sadly, Haru Urara passed away a couple months ago. She was an old horse and she was over raced and stuff, but some of the other horses are still alive. I think is it Guricap still alive? I think Guricap actually passed away a couple of years ago. Obviously, like Goldship's still alive. Yeah, 2010, 25 years old. Some of the other Hanses are still alive, and people started caring about them a lot, which is so cool. Like, they started the stables where they keep some of the horses are a little bit, underfunded. They raised like money, dude, like in a day, pretty much. The fans of this franchise are amazing. I guess I should actually talk about the anime itself. So yeah, it was peak, dude. I'm sorry, it was peak. Season 2 for Cinderella Grey was just amazing, dude. Compared to the other ones, I think Cinderella Grey might be my favorite, personally. Mostly because of the historical context, right? Or it's just been like following the career of a Guricap, right? And apart from just the historical like context of it, the comedy in this is top tier. Oguri's such a dork, and I love it. Everybody loves our foodie. So much so that it got Trench into Uma Musume. He got the game, and we binge watched the entirety of the franchise, except for the movie, which we probably will watch either today or Friday. We watched the whole thing in like less than 3 weeks, and it was a fun rewatch. Yeah, but yeah, it's Cinderella Grey. It's amazing. Go watch it. Go watch all of Uma Musume. Play Hans game, and it's Year of the Hans, so even better. All right, we're almost done with the roundup here. With you, our love will make it through. Okay, so if you're a typical idiot on the internet, you're probably just gonna look at this and be like, "Oh, it's a furry anime! Ew, it's furry! Oh, it's a degenerate." On the surface, it looks like that. The undertones of it, well, not even undertones. It straight up is a romance. I don't know if it has fantasy, but it is a school romance, urban fantasy, between obviously our main girl here and the puppy. And it is not really like, I was going to say kind of like a Beauty and the Beast kind of way, but not really. It's more of like, he's coming onto this world that sees him in a very like odd way, right? People still think that beast folk are kind of like savages, or they might be like, they might hurt people and stuff, but he wants to be a doctor to help his people essentially, but he can't study in their zone. They have like a walled off area for them specifically. Which, if you think about it, is kind of messed up, but yeah. I like the way that they handled kind of societal issues between, like, in this case, interspecies, right? Or, like, you know, interracial, whatever. It's played off really well, in a very mature way. There is, like, some comedy to it, mostly, like, when they get all chibied, but other than that, the romance and the storytelling was top tier, as well as, like, tackling, like, actual societal issues. I really enjoyed that. Probably like a solid 9. Highly recommend it if you're into that. Yanakun's Ordinary Days. On the entirely different contrast of our previous one, this one is also a school comedy, but it's focused on, or school anime, but it's just comedy. Our main boy here, it looks like he's getting bullied. Well, he's mostly getting bullied by, well, the environment and his existence in general by the universe. Every time he's on screen, he's injured by something. Poor Yano. And main girl here is always there to patch him up, to the point where they end up actually getting together, which was pretty nice. But yeah, this is mostly just pure comedy, and yeah, it was pretty good. And that will do it for our fall roundup. Overall, I'd say that if it was gaming, I would say like the indie scene took more of the what's it called, spotlight. In this case, most of these like anime that were kind of like, oh, that one you wouldn't expect to be good, it was, oh, it's pretty good, that was pretty decent, right? This one suffered from fatigue, I'd say, because the heavy hitters like One Punch Man were just disappointments. Then again, there weren't that many heavy hitters, like for like in general, right? There's My Hero, which was peak. There was One Punch Man, which was trash. Honestly, that was really it. Oh, Spy Family, which is pretty good. Maybe I was wrong. Maybe the heavy hitters weren't bad, just One Punch Man. But it was mostly like smaller anime, like with this one or Yano and stuff like that, Turn with the Apocalypse, that were actually like pretty good in my opinion for this one. Overall, was it as bad as Summer? No, because I think for Summer I ended up dropping a lot more. Yeah, it had heavy hitters and it was pretty good, but like there were some that I'm just like, bruh, like what's with all this fantasy crap? Actually, was it Summer? Because I'm looking at Summer right now and I'm seeing a lot of actually top tier stuff that I did watch. Oh wait, no, I'm getting into the stuff I started dropping. Yeah. Okay. Overall, I'd rate Fall maybe I'd give it an 8. It's pretty good. All right. Now that my voice is completely shredded, I guess we should get into winter. Oh boy. Oh, I gotta prepare for this. Okay. You know what? Let me go get a cup of honey real quick to coat my throat so I don't just die. Ugh. All right. Hopefully that'll keep me alive for the rest of this. All right, let's start. These are I don't really mention this when I do these, but I always sort these in alphabetical order instead of popularity, because I don't really care for popularity too much, honestly, right? Because I already know what's gonna be at the top. A Gentle Noble's Vacation Recommendation. Chat, is this gonna be a pretty boy anime? Also, why does that look like Yang King? What the heck? Bro, that literally is Yang King. Look at that. Look at our boy. That's our boy? That's literally him. Alright, what is this one about? Lizzo, a brilliant young chancellor of a great nation in a fantasy world, found himself transported to another world. Oh my god, it's an isekai. When he blinked while talking to a subordinate, despite sudden turn events, he remains composed, using his keen intellect to win people over. But with no certainty of even returning to his own world, he casually says, I suppose I'll think of this as a vacation and enjoy myself. Lizzo decides to become an adventurer himself, fully enjoy his life in the other world. Laid back isekai adventure fantasy of Lizzo. Okay. Sounds interesting. I'll give it a shot. Hopefully it doesn't just turn into a pretty boy anime, though. A misanthrope teaches a class for demi-humans. That sounds like the title of another anime that was similar with, like, oh my gosh, she's adorable. Who is this adorable kitty? Okay, I'm gonna watch this one for sure, obviously. January 11th. Rei Hitoma, self-professed misanthrope, thanks to some past trauma. Well, just when thought of these amounts would have provided a chill, rejuvenating environment, turns out his school is actually for demi-humans who want to become full-fledged human beings. There's a mermaid, a werewolf, a rabbit, and a bird. A mermaid, a werewolf, a rabbit, and a bird. Oh, I'm guessing she's the werewolf. Yeah. Did I say cat? Did I say kitty? She's a puppy then. Guessing that's the mermaid. That's the bird? No, that's the bird. That's the mermaid, the rabbit, and the werewolf. Okay, cool. Okay, it sounds like it's gonna be fun. Drama Supernatural School. Okay, I'll watch that one. An adventurer's daily grind at the age of 20. Oh my god, dude. Okay, I've also noticed too how they start shifting to like the older demographic, right? Like, oh, let's make the adventurer be like in his 30s because that's the new, like, you know, hags are in demand, and apparently uncles are in demand too. I don't know what the equivalent is for hag for males. And it seems like it's gonna be like a parent kind of thing. Oh, that's adorable. Where he's like taking the kids to do dungeon raiding, which sounds dangerous. Having spent his childhood in the slums, Hajime Shinonome desperately sought to survive strength is an isekai, isn't it? No, it's not. Komai Village. One day during a quest, he ventured. They're just Japanese names. Find a young girl being partially eaten by the weakest kind of monster, slime. Girl once named Literally, had been abandoned by her parents. I'll try to watch this one. There's a similar one I watched like a couple seasons ago that was okay, but we'll see. Anyway, I'm falling in love with you. Season 2. What's this one? Oh, was this the COVID one? Yeah, it was the COVID one that I dropped. Nope, not watching that. Bono, Cardfight Vanguard. Alright, so Chain Soldier is getting a second. Oh, I forgot to mention this. This season is going to be pure second seasons. All sequels, dude. I am not joking. I saw like so many sequels. So many continuations that I'm actually kind of happy. I've talked about Chain Soldier before. It is not for everybody, obviously. It's a bit ecchi. The premise is a bit interesting, but I was not expecting this one to get a second season. So that's going to be cool. Champignon Witch. Why does this art style look similar? Star follows the Dark Forest Elf. Why did I say elf? Dark Forest dwelling Luna. Mushroom Witch. Okay, I'll give this one a shot and see what's up. Test the waters, but no promises. Dead account. Oh, this is like a school martial arts thing, kind of like the. Oh, dude, you're not Blue Exorcist. You are not Blue Exorcist. Action Supernatural. Probably won't watch this one. Always ready for a fight. Destruction for destruction's sake. The online streamer Auringo is a troll, making the worst of the worst for boundary pushing flint bait content. Man, that sentence just aged me like 10 years. Raking the revenue from the hate watch. Okay, I just aged more. You may think he's nothing more than a bottom feeder during society. He was really in high school, dropout, such carrying older brother, sweet tooth, and most nothing wrong with his little sister. His medical bills, and even while humanity hates him, very strange things begin to happen. Okay, I'll watch like the first episode, but this one doesn't seem like it's for me. Beat Break is obviously continuing. Does it count if you lose your virginity to an android? Well, I guess I found Derek's anime. But this one's Yuri, isn't it? Yeah, it's Yuri. How the heck's that going to work? Oh, maybe there's like aftermarket attachments, if you know what I mean. Beautifully brainy Suda Akane is indispensable. Oh, hi, Derek. At the robotics manufacturer where she works, but her colleagues never saw her private side at home. Akane is a hot mess with an apartment that looks more like a landfill and living space. Oh, so she's a girl failure. Cool. Drunkenly orders a maid to help her tidy up. The lady android who arrives is a horny hottie who is about to give Akane more service than she's bargained for. Oh, jeez. It's gonna be like that. Okay. Alright. You guys know the drill. I'll give it a shot. It's a 5-minute episode, and it's gonna be 8 of them. Why not? Easygoing territory defense by the optimistic lord. Oh, just looking at the cover just irks me. Let me guess. This guy's the rival. That's the main character, and that's the maid that has some sort of infatuation with the main character. And he's probably overpowered as well, isn't he? Van, fourth son of the Marquis. There was another character with that name earlier, too. What the heck? Is just a child when he realized he's being reincarnated. Sake, dude. Okay. It's already bad. Thanks to his literal lifetime of knowledge, he's raised as a child prodigy until his production magic manifests. And it's the last thing his snooty mage family wants to see. His disappointed father banishes him to a Pudong town in the verge of... Okay. Van can only see the place potential. Here's... Oh my god, this is absolute garbage. I'm not even gonna bother, dude. That's like, bro, that is such actual... slop. You know what? Okay, controversial take, right? I know we all hate AI, right? And I'm not saying that, oh man, I hope AI like gets better so they could like replace all this. Bro, at this point, it's like the slop that's coming out is just as bad as the AI. Like, yeah, sure, it's done by people, but it's still slop. It doesn't matter, dude. I don't care if the poop came from a noble woman or some homeless dude down the street. It's still crap at the end of the day. Ooh, Fist of the North Star is getting another anime? That's cool. I don't watch Fist of the North Star, but I know it's pretty popular. Fate Strange Fake. Okay, I'm not even going to talk about this, dude. I'm done with Fate, dude. I'm honestly done with Fate. Every freaking, like, 5 years, they're like, they announce this new Fate that's going to come out. And it looks amazing. It's done by, like, you know, A1 or UFO Table or whatever. And they release one episode and it never comes out. Like, the rest never comes out. Like, bro, I'm just going to wait till there's just, like, R34 of all the good characters and that's it. I'm done with Fate, dude, honestly. It's the official series. I mean, probably. I'm not going to watch it. I don't care anymore. I'm actually done with Fate, dude. I just can't stand it anymore. If you're going to announce something and release one episode, you better have the rest coming out the next week. Alright? Okay, so Fire Force Season 3 is getting its second core, essentially. Oh, wow, there's the moon from the, what's it called? The, from Soul Eater. That's cool. I don't remember them actually showing it in the anime. I think they might have, actually. Obviously going to continue that. Probably going to be the biggest heavy hitter of the year already, even if it's going to be the first one. The first, like, starting the year off with Frieren Season 2. Oh, wow, that's adorable. Oh, Santa Frieren adorable! That's cute. Because when they got the special, that was kind of showing all the people who'd be involved. Yeah, I know, but like, yes, it's gonna be the official anime, but it's like, bro, you gave me the taste, and that was what, like, back in like May of last year, dude. Like, no, Freyr, no. Trying to get the thing mimic. Oh, the EP free run. Okay, so I'm super hyped for this, dude. Like, free run is probably like the peak fantasy. Like, nothing can top this. You can't top this, dude. I hope someone would try, but at this point, nothing can top this. Oh boy, that's gonna be the heavy hitter of the season. Now let me move that over here. Move that over here. And move that over here. Okay. But the demons are just misunderstood. Yeah! I'm gonna understand them with Zoltrak. Gnosis is obviously continuing. Ooh, this is a big surprise. Oh boy. Oh boy. We're getting Golden Kamui's final season in 3 days? Are you kidding me right now? Oh man. Oh, I've been waiting for this. Sapporo Brewery's arc. That's what that was called, really? I thought it was just called like 4th season. A 2-part theatrical release. Oh! Oh, it's probably like a recap. That's cool. Oh, dude, I'm so hyped. I love Golden Kamui. It's another one of those historical, like, military. Kind of military? It is technically military, I guess. Historical military, and it's like, that's the best part, but then the comedy on top of that is also really good. Also, the story is amazing. So, yeah, go watch Golden Kamui. Catch up. Watch this with me. Hanakimi. Oh, that's interesting. This is a... Wait a minute. Is this a reverse? Mizuki Ashiya is on a mission. Disguise herself as a boy and enroll in a male boarding school to meet her idol. So this is gonna go down the route of Ouran High School Host Club, I guess, maybe? It's weird, right? It's like, you really don't actually see that many trap anime. This is obviously a reverse trap, right? Like it's a girl pretending to be a guy, but not really the other way around. I guess because it's seen more as like, you know, one is more accepted than the other, I guess. But it's just weird because I don't really think we've seen a trap anime on here. I thought we did last time, but it never showed up. Hell mode, the hardcore gamer dominates in another world with garbage. You're telling me this is garbage? Because I believe you. Okay, and the main character looks like every other main character ever. Oh, this looks rough. Oh, this looks rough. Oh, no. 35-year-old Kenichi Yamada spent his life playing MMORPG, tired of using his character to the soul, blah, blah, blah. Hell mode, raise difficulty. As soon as he selects the summoner, he ends up to report to the other world. That's it. What am I supposed to do? You're already throwing garbage at me at the... That one literally has garbage in the title. Oh, with garbage balancing. I'm not gonna bother, dude. Hell's Paradise is getting a second season as well. This one ended pretty big cliffhanger. And yeah, I'm a little bit hyped for this one too. Yeah, we'll see how this one goes. Okay. Hell Teacher? I don't think I watched the first season of this. Oh, this has been ongoing since... It's been ongoing since 1996? Since 30 years old? Wow. High School Kimengumi. No synopsis. Gag, humor, comedy. That does look kind of funny. It's probably going to be like Japanese comedy, though, which isn't really compatible with people in the West because we don't really understand it too well. But in the clear moonlit dusk, romance school. Ooh, this one looks very shoujo-y. Art style doesn't really drag me in too well, but okay. Long legs, a deep voice, and a handsome face. In other words, Yoi is a good-looking guy. Most people don't notice or care that she is in fact the girl. Oh, okay. Nickname the prince. Ugh. I don't like that trope of like The good-looking girl with short hair that's tall. She's always called the prince. It's like, really? Does that actually happen? Does it? I don't know, man. That is until she met Ichimura Senpai, the only person who really seems her for herself. To her surprise, not sure how to handle the relationship, especially when you found a friend, is a prince himself, as a guy prince after that. After all, the prince aren't here. And we'll see. I'll give it a shot. Isekai office worker. The other world's books depend on the bean counter. Fuck's sake. Oh, we got nerds, dude. We got nerds in this. Salaryman approaching his 30s gets... See what I mean, dude? Like, the 30s are in high demand now, I guess. Gets caught up in a holy maiden summoning ritual and is transported to a parallel world called the Romani Kingdom. Workday and night developed mindset of corporate slave. The man even demanded work in his new world, which landed him an accounting job at the Royal Accounting Department. Rebuilding nutritional tonic that wiped away fatigue. Okay, so I have seen an anime similar to this before with almost the same premise. They're pretty decent, although I am noticing this might be BL. I'll check it out, but if it ends up being too gay, I probably won't watch it. Jack of all trades, party of none. I can talk about this one because the first episode came out yesterday. I dropped this one pretty early on. It is boring and generic. I didn't like it. The first episode had enough budget for one cool fight at the beginning inside a bunch of quarters that looked the same. And the rest was just yapping and reused camera angles. I don't like it. That one's already dropped. Urinal with a Witch. What is this one? Okay, interesting art style. Reclusive novelist Makio Kodai has always preferred accompanying books, but when her sister... That's a girl? Wait, what? That's a woman? That looks like a dude in his 30s. Oh, I can see it now. Brother-in-law passes away. Makio unexpectedly becomes the guardian of her 15-year-old niece. That's her. Asa Takumi. As they navigate grief, clashing personality challenges of living together, two slowly open their hearts to each other, discovering worth understanding and the meaning of family. Family. I'll give it a shot and see what's up. Oh, the new Jujutsu Kaisen. Oh, I can talk about this too. I just finished watching this right before this, dude. This one was shadow dropped, and it was awesome. Final chapter movie with a brand new story drafted by the original author. Ooh. So are we getting something else after this then? Ooh. New TV special. Okay, so this was basically like filling in the last little tidbit for the relationship between these two. And oh boy, if you watched it, oh boy, our boy. That's what's up. Our boy got some. If it ends just with this, I'm content with it. It was nice. It was nice. It actually tied everything up in a nice little ribbon. So yeah, I'm happy for them. Really happy for them. That's how you do romance. Kind of got what elves. Oh, I'm not gonna bother with that. That doesn't really look good. Kaya-chan isn't scary. Sure about that, pal. Kaya-chan's a notorious problem child in her kindergarten, but none of the adults know her secret. Till Chia-sensei is put in charge and learns that Kaya-chan's hidden abilities to see evil spirits and vanquish them with a punch. Is it a comedy? I probably won't watch this one. Kunon the Sorcerer Can See. I wouldn't be so sure about that, but I see. Okay. Bro really is trying to be 9S. Bro, you are not 9S. Kunon, a young man who cannot see, has the goal of creating new eyes with water magic. After just 5 months of learning sorcery, Kunon surpasses his own mentor and owned his talent as he tries to do a feat that he's never done. Fantasy about a young man, blind genius who opens the world. The curiosity and pursuit of magic is about to begin. This one's just fantasy. Okay, I'll give it a shot. The title could have been better, but alright. Medalist, 2nd season. Malf Ghost is getting a 3rd season. Amazing. My Hero Vigilante is getting a 2nd season. Really? Oh, Fatgum's gonna be in this one. So who do we got? Because I actually didn't really care too much about Vigilantes. It wasn't bad. I just didn't really care too much about it. I mean, they're just utter dorks. I love it. Especially Pop Step. She's cute. But I just didn't really care. Also, his his superpower is so dorky, dude. He just like slides. Okay, I think Trench is gonna be really happy though this season because I think we haven't gotten to it yet, but I think Slime is getting its season airing this season. I'm saying season a lot. No reincarnation, born blessed, will obtain ultimate power. Another one of these where the kid is overpowered at the beginning because he got isekai'd. And they're the maids, and oh man. Okay. So, not to sound like a gooner, even though we've already talked about this before, but there's a certain art style to hentai, like animated hentai, right? That you can tell first off if it's a hentai, right? And it's done by the same studio. For some reason, it looks like it's always done by the same studio. I'm starting to get that with some of these fantasy ones, dude. Like, looking at this art style, especially with this knight, I feel like I've seen this art style done before. Comp Town. No, it's not this one because this studio's only done this one that I've seen that was pretty good, but it could just be like the art style has been like so generified, but okay. Alright, let's see. Noah, the world's strongest 6-year-old, has been privileged enough to be reborn as the Emperor's 13th child. Okay, what's more, he's been overpowered with an infinite level cap and a cheat that stacks the powers of anyone who serves him. Even privileged has problems, the glittering facade of a high society hides the world of conspiracy schemes and partnerships. Oh my god, dude. We've entered the it's not even cookie cutter anymore, it's factory made. Infinite level cap. Okay, that I'm getting really sick of. The fact that they include like video game style like stats and skills into these fantasy ones. I always thought that was really stupid, unless it's actually a game that's set in a fantasy, like a fantasy game that people got like trapped in, right? Like Sword Art Online. The overpowered crap. Obviously, I always rant about this every time we do Anime Club. It's so overdone. I'm just not even gonna bother with that one either, dude. Odo Fireslayer, the Legend of Phoenix. In the Edo era, a team of heroes save countless lives. Here's mysterious arsons engulf. Oh, this is about like OG firefighters. Yeah, because like they have this thing, right? This is like a firefighter thing back in the day. But this one looks like it's gonna be like supernatural and stuff. Cool. Not really for me, but it seems interesting. Oshinoko Season 3. Oh my jeez, dude. Okay. We're eating well for January and the couple of months at the beginning. Okay. I didn't gotta bother reading the synopsis and then look at the visuals. Oh, they're so cute. I like that they're still giving Ai promotional artwork, even though she's kind of, dead. So, if we recall correctly, at the end of Season 2, Ruby got her other star when she found the doctor's skeleton. I don't really know what that means too well, but yeah. Because Aqua, I don't know if he's going to get his. But, yeah, I'm really hyped for this one. Oh, Memcho! Our girls look so adorable. Alright, cool. Puzzle and Dragon. Reincarnated as a dragon hatchling. Our hero needs to come out of his shell. Literally, it runs in another world inside a dragon egg. He doesn't have an amazing physical strength. Dragon frame grow. Okay, so the dude gets... Okay. They look like Digimon. A little... Actually, no more Pokemon. Digimon have specific eyes. Okay, I'll give this one a shot. It looks like it could be interesting. Roll over and die. Oh, I get told this all the time. Let's see here. Oh, the actual title is way longer. Flum has been chosen by God to be in the hero's party despite having stats of 0 across the board. All she has is the reverse ability, and that still doesn't fully understand. Particularly, she proves useless in battle, refuses to give up. Partymate Jean is genius and renowned sage, picks on her at very opportunity. Spells resist. And eventually sells her off into slavery. Oh, that's a good friend. Okay. Even as a slave, she's treated as incompetent and persecuted, ultimately thrown into a monster's bait. Any Flumas left with 2 options: take up a cursed sword and immediately bring death to its wielder. Eaten by monster, life begins. Why does it say girls love? Okay. Oh man, yeah, she's a little worse for wear there. Okay, I'll check this one out. Ah, I see. It's between those two. Okay, I'll check it out. See what's up. Saisho no geke. I don't know any of these words. It's boys love though. Usually that's enough to not to like throw me off. Scum of the Brave. 2 quarters back to back. Alternate 21st century rich mafia members can turn into demon kings through increasingly popular ether enhancement surgery. And bounty hunters called the Brave are the ones called to take them. Simple life, pleasure, beer, games, pizza, 3 young operators. Interesting. Okay, interesting setting, interesting looking characters. Okay, we'll see what's up. Check that one out. Sentenced to be a hero. Oh man, I sentence you to be part of a crappy isekai. No. Because things like extended 1 hour preview. Ugh, I hate those. In a world where heroism is a punishment, Xylo Forbarts is condemned. Condemned. A condemned goddess killer battles endless hordes of monsters, abominations. Part of the Penal Hero Unit 9004. That's a pretty cool name. Death is no escape, only a cycle of resurrection and endless combat. But when Xylo encounters a mysterious new goddess, their unlikely alliance sparks rebellion, share the chains of eternal punishment. Ooh, okay. It's giving me like Mushoku Tensei vibes with that art style. Alright, I'll give this one a shot. That actually sounds kind of cool. A penal battalion? What's it called? A penal hero? Penal Hero Unit 9004. Okay, I'll give it a shot. Sentenced to be a hero. Playable death games to put food on the table. Oh, it's one of those high stakes game ones. Remember waiting around to choose bed since there's 5 more girls do the same because Ghost House only moments friends make through all trap. I'll check it out. I don't really like high stakes game animes anymore. They've just kind of run their course for me. But I'll see what's up. Tamo's B-side. I think this one already started airing. I think this one is just a boys, not boys love. It's like a boy idol anime. Obviously not my thing. The Casebook of Arn. Arn Newtote is a vampire detective who manipulates supernatural powers. Lynn Resvais is a noblewoman's daughter who loves vampires. Okay. Detective Mystery Vampire. It's done by Silver Link. I'll give it a shot. See what's up. The daily life of a part-time torturer. Oh, jeez. In a society where torture is legal and big business, Spiritus dominates the industry with skill, style, and surprisingly cheerful teamwork. Part-timers, zero issues, invocation and house assassin, all with a smile. That is a very, very interesting premise. Okay. I'll check it out. The Darwin Incident. Okay, so this one I did hear about. Just the name, though. Oh, man. Is that Obama? Oh, boy. Okay, so the art style for this already looks like high level. The Animal Liberation Alliance, an eco-terrorist organization, rescues a pregnant chimpanzee from an animal testing lab only for it to give birth to a half-human, half-chimpanzee humanzee. Named Charlie. 15-year-old Charlie's human foster parents are finally ready to send him to a normal high school where he makes his first friend, a human girl named Lucy. In the meantime, however, ALA's stance has become even more extreme, and now they're going to drag Charlie into the terrorist plot. Oh, okay. So Obama's a terrorist? Let's go. That's kind of creepy looking. Okay, I'll give this one a shot. That seems interesting. Demon King's daughter is too kind. Okay, I'm probably not going to watch this one either. I can already see how this one's going to go, and I've seen this one before too. So, like, yeah, I'm good. The Holy Grail of Eris. As Viscount's daughter, Constance Grail is an Ordinary girl who only notable trait is sincerity, leaving her with no real options. When someone steals her fiancé and falsely accuses her of petty theft at a ball, Wakani waits under their punishment. A ghost appears to offer bargain. Spirit none of Scarlet Castiel. Okay. Dude's got a gun. I mean, it says historical. Mystery, supernatural. I'll give it a shot. See what's up. The Invisible Man and his soon-to-be wife. Oh, this one's comedy, isn't it? Yeah, okay. I'm not even gonna bother reading the synopsis of this. Oh, Bobby! Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna watch this one. This one's for sure gonna be funny. I can already see it. Moody! Yes! I can't believe this is getting like a bit of a sequel. Kind of. It's only 5 episodes. And they're already out. And I was watching one before I remembered, oh, I have to stream today. Oh, I hope they finally do something with her, dude. They left her out of the... They kind of just shafted her on the, in the first season. Everyone else got all the love, but not our other girl. Like, bruh. Okay, if you're into Yuri, girls love, this one's pretty good. There was a cute girl in the hero's party, so I tried confessing to her. Reincarnated as a mid-tier demon, Yoki has one job, crush the hero's party, then he saw the party's priestess, Cecilia, and fell for her head hard. Now this love-struck demon vows to confess his feelings, even if it means betraying Demon King. With love between these two sworn enemies. Rimuru, is that you, my boy? Okay, I'll check it out. That sounds fun. The villainess is adored by the prince of the neighboring kingdom. I already want to drop it. I hate villainous animes now. She's kind of cute though. I love her like very like frizzy hair. Okay, I'll think about it. I don't know. It's time for Torture Prince. Oh, this is getting a second season too. Oh, this one's funny. This one's peak comedy as well. That actually looks sick. Okay, that's funny. Okay, so that's getting a second season. I'm watching that too. Dragon Stargaze, Tune into the Midnight Heart. I'm guessing this is a music one? Music anime? See what I mean? This art style looks very familiar. Almost like that's starting to be generic. And it's done by Gecko. That has done... Oh, that's probably why. It's done a lot of generic crap. Oh, I'm putting Grandma and Grandpa Young again. Oh, that was cute. I like that one. My one hit kill sister. Yeah, a lot of these are... Oh, it looks like Tempuru, right. That makes sense. When Arisu Yamabuki was all alone in bed at night, he was able to find solace in the voice of a radio host when he went by Apollo. However, one day she simply stopped broadcasting. Years then passed. Arisu is now a second-year high schooler. He makes it his mission to search for Apollo. Tell her to... Voice... So it's like a showbiz voice actor kind of broadcasting thing. I'll give it a shot. Undead Unluck Winter Arc. Oh! Oh, I love this one! Oh, this one was so good. This one was so unique. Ooh, he's got a M29 like I do. So it's getting a winter arc, huh? Billy betrays the Union and seizes the Round Table amidst the blizzard caused by Uma Winter. Yes! Okay. This one's really good, dude. I am so hyped for that. Okay, Wash It All Away. For 2 years, Wakana Kinme has run a laundry service in the seaside resort town of Atami. Kinme cleaning well of business. Atami resides when she builds. Fulfilling life makes friends locals. Although Wakana has no knowledge of her past. So it's gonna be a slice of life over in this like town. Man, I hate when they're tiny like this. So it's a laundromat anime. Japan can either make the most boring and generic anime known to man or something completely like random that is very unique. Okay. What the heck is this? Why are these Power Ranger looking dudes? What? Dude, what the heck are these guys? They're like mecha samurai Power Rangers. Oh man. You and I are polar opposites. I think I might have seen this one. Suzuki, a high school girl in love, but the only guy she's fallen for is nothing like her. While she cheerfully outgoing, tries to fit in. Classmate is stoic, quiet, and doesn't seem to care what people think of him. Okay, so it's one of those cheery Genki girl is in love with boring guy. I'll think about it. You can't be in the rom-com with your childhood friend. Bruh, 90% of anime rom-coms are childhood friends. I guarantee you that is literally it. AU, a high school boy, has a problem. Shio and Akari, his childhood friends who go to the same high school, are too cute. They have no intentions, but if they find out that he is the only one looking at them sexually, now that they've grown up, it would be so embarrassing. On the other hand, the two childhood friends also have their own secret. It's to be analyzed and complicated, but childhood friends are the best. Love triangle. Nope. I don't like that. I'll check it out, but these always end the same way. Nobody wins. And it's just mostly comedy. I don't get why they even include romance in these if there's not going to be any romance, okay? Just being like, oh, I love him, but I hope he notices me. That's not romance, dude. That is anime. I hate it. And the last one, you don't know Gunma yet. Reiwa version. Is this a... What is this? You don't know Gunma yet. Why do I feel like I've seen that before? Oh, wait, are these, Isn't Gunma like a performative art in Japan? Oh, no, that's, Rakugo, or whatever it's called. I don't know what this is, but it's like second season, so I won't bother with it. Okay. Let's sort these by popularity. So, obviously, Frierin's going to be the top one. So, yeah. So, our heavy hitters. All right, we got Frieren, Season 2. We got Hell's Paradise, Season 2. Chain Soldier, Season 2. Oshinoko, Season 3. Fire Force, Season 3, Part 2. What else? I guess Fate Strange Fake is a heavy hitter in a way, but not really. Undead Unluck, pretty big. Vigilantes, I'm not so sure about. Trigun, I'm surprised in a little bit higher. Okay. So my heavy hitters are probably going to be obviously, like, not counting the big ones, right? Like Frieren and Oshinoko and Fire Force. We have Sentenced to be a Hero. Looks like it could be promising. Undead Unluck, obviously. Golden Kamuy is probably my top pick for this season, obviously, too. What else we got? That might actually be it. Misanthrope could be funny. Could be some good dynamics between those characters. The Darwin Incident might actually be a sleeper hit. From just looking at the art style, if they handle it good, this one could definitely be. It's just sci-fi too, so we'll see. Wait, I didn't even see this one. What the heck? Darkmoon Blood Altar. I didn't see that one. Jima Beat Break, Book of Arns, Scum of the Brave, Journal of a Witch, Blue Orchestra. Yeah, none of these other ones really seem too interesting to me that I consider them heavy hitters, but yeah. Interesting, we got a couple of BL and Yuri animes. Usually it doesn't happen. It's very rare. And obviously all the stuff that's been airing since before I was even born. Like, bruh. I mean, all this is stuff that's airing on Japanese TV, like as cartoons. So yeah, can't really blame them. All right, sweet. So this seems like it's gonna be a promising season. We'll see. So, also not mentioned here. We have Saga of Tanya the Evil coming this year too. Second season for that. We have Mushoku Tensei, also season 3, I think. I believe it's season 3, also coming out this year. Reincarnate as a Slime, I believe it's season 5 or 4, also coming out this year. So those are 3 other really big hitters that are coming out. I don't know if they're coming out for winter. That might be for spring. Yeah, spring. Yeah, there's Slime. Okay, but I won't look into that too much. But yeah, those have already been confirmed, so that's good. We're just waiting on that. A lot more fantasy than last season, which I'm not really too keen on, but we'll call them as they go. Okay, sweet. So that was our fall 2025, winter 2026 anime club meeting. We'll see how promising it is. We'll see. So far, I've already seen a few episodes of some stuff, but that's stuff that's guaranteed to be good. So yeah. So, I'm pretty sure next week streams are gonna resume like normal. We'll probably do one final Girls Frontline 2 stream on Sunday though, to finish off the event. We'll try to speed run it like we did last time. Other than that, there are quite a few games I actually want to start this year and finish. Obviously, I want to finish Reverse Collapse. I do want to do that because we have been getting requests from one of our viewers, and I promised him like almost a year ago, I think, that we would continue it, and I don't want to let him down. So yeah, and I also do want to keep getting into it. So I'll probably be doing that one this month as well. Want to finish Chernobylite, obviously. That one's been ongoing for a while now. I might do Black Mesa this year as well. On the list could also be Cyberpunk, because Trench got me Cyberpunk last year. Got a couple of other games in there. Obviously, we're going to try to do more Half-Life mods if Raven can find us even more stuff. There are a few mods that I do have planned, and maybe Source World will actually release this year, hopefully. But yeah, I don't know. Last year was okay. And nothing really big happened with me. I didn't really do anything major like I did in 2024. This year I do have a lot more ideas of what I could do, so that's good. Wait, where's the other game that I had on here? What the heck? Why is it on here? Add to... Oh, it should be in future stream games. What the heck? Where is it? It's not on here. What the heck? Huh. There was like some games I had on the list. Oh, there it is. Okay. So a lot more games planned. Hopefully I'll do a lot more with like Wardo and 3D stuff and whatnot. I'll be back to doing work streams as fast as I can, because it's a lot of stuff I wanted to work on, but since I've been sick, it's hard to like concentrate. But yeah, I've been having struggling with getting the off-duty model, right? Like I have the winter model, the reindeer model, and my default commander model all have the updated physics, blend shapes, textures, everything. But the off-duty one has a problem with one of the bones on the... actually, let me go over here real quick. Has a problem with one of the bones on the shirt. So it's like messed up, and I don't know how to fix that. So I was struggling with that before I got sick and before everything started, before winter contracts. So I was trying to fix that. But, yeah, expect some other surprises, though. That I'll hopefully be able to work on and maybe expand RDTV a little bit. You never know. All right, so I'm going to go with the boys. We're going to watch some movies, maybe some Uma, maybe some action, some Tom Clancy, I don't know. Hopefully I'll feel better by next week. Oh, man. Oh, man. So for now, thank you for watching. You're all fantastic. And I'll see you next episode.